And George, we've seen a little bit of a reversal. We had steep losses shortly after the open. The Dow was off over 200 points. Right now, we have the Dow still slightly in the red. Make sense of today's market action for me.
The market just doesn't want to go down. We're getting plenty of reasons it should go down, whether it's severe weakness in energy markets, severe weakness in transportation stocks due to this coronavirus scare, which is more of a scare than anything else right now. And then the virus itself not really winding itself up, especially when you get the completely unreliable to be forthcoming Chinese government throwing out these new numbers to hopelessly confuse the whole situation. But stocks just don't want to go down. We've had a good start to the year, not great, but good. And after following such a dramatically wonderful year last year, the fact we're hanging in there and driving up a little bit is super impressive. And there are no alternatives to equities. And I don't see the market having a catastrophically bearish year this year like so many bears have been calling for many years now.
George, how much longer do you think investors will be able to shake off the latest developments that we have had with the coronavirus? There's been talk that maybe we have seen a peak. We were just talking to Dr. Dalja in the previous segment, and he was saying that we know that's not true. We haven't seen the peak yet. What are some of the levels that you think the market is looking for just in terms of when they're trying to gauge how this could impact the U.S. economy?
I don't think the market has any clue as to what to be looking for with the coronavirus, because I think the market's bipolar nature is incapable of understanding very complicated medical pandemic or epidemic situations. I am highly frustrated that China has been so slow to let the CDC, which is one of our great American institutions, in there to really help them on the ground. There's no time for pride or trying to save face when people are dying, and they really need some help from all that. I think the market just hates uncertainty, and it's going to prevent it from going up significantly more and maybe breaking a milestone at 30,000 on the Dow until we clearly are in retrenchment on the virus. And I don't think you can say with any level of certainty that China's there or maybe even close to there yet. But the good news is we all know it's been 99.9% contained to China, which is really good for the rest of the world. But as people have said repeatedly, unlike SARS in 2003, China's percentage of the global economy is so large, it's a globally significant threat, and it'll remain until we get it better contained.
George, as it stands right now, investors are able to look past this. We have the S&P and the NASDAQ both hitting a new record today. When you take a look at where you're putting your money right now, where there are the best opportunities, what are you seeing?
Yeah, sure. So we've held Apple and Microsoft for our clients for about 20 to 25 years now. We've held them a long time. But I've been kind of dumbfounded that I think they're basically the same companies they were 3 and 8 years ago, respectively, except for Microsoft's incredible cloud operation and Apple having a more dynamic services operation. But you go back 3 years and Apple was trading at about 11, 12 times earnings, and today it's closing in on 30 times earnings. And it's about the same company. And Microsoft, you go back about 8 years and it was trading at around 12, 13 times earnings. And today it's close to 40 times earnings. So I would not be chasing those stocks anymore. I think your risk reward opportunity there is very below par. I would be looking at sectors that provide a really significant yield over Treasury securities. And if you're a thrill seeker and you've got a strong stomach, I would be buying oil and gas stocks up and down the pipeline from downstream to midstream to upstream to royalty stocks, the whole thing, hand over fist. But you're going to have a really queasy, airsick ride probably for the next year. And I would look at it as a 4 to 5 year hold. I think anybody who's got the guts to do that, you wake up in 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be really happy.
All right, George C., thanks so much for joining me today.
My pleasure, Shauna. Thank you.